There's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share
there
about
are some.
Almadria.
There are some left.
And look, there's a
There's
chest.
box. Is it 2.0?
Heavy duty. Oh, it's gonna be a hard fight.
Well, it looks that the woman is really strong.
Which
She-
woman?
That Lord, because
the
she gather a lot of energy.
Alright, but I can still hit her over the head with my sword.
Mm-hmm.
She'll die. Like everybody else. This might not be the best place in the world to work, but at least you spend your days never having to worry about starving.
That's good for you.
You can you can
Head out to fish in the ocean, but if you don't mind river fishing, there's a good spot outside with all the fish you could ever want.
Okay, I don't want to fish. Thank you.
You need to use Kisara to fish.
I don't want to fish. It's real unusual for Lorraine to come through here without letting any of us know ahead of time. She took off with a sizable pose to wonder what pose. Yeah, I guess is as good as mine. Okay, shut up, guys.
So she went here.
Yeah, she's here. She's on the boat for sure. This boat here is supposed used to for shipping. Always takes off with an empty cargo, a load, and comes back. Okay, so this is the ship that goes to the ship that where she is. Okay, you'll have to get on the boat.
There's a blacksmith.
And yes, okay, go away. Stop crying. I'm gonna save you. Pork.
Oh, mackerel.
What's
this
There's a lot of fish here.
I should have guessed it was a fish. We're gonna get on the boat and we're gonna sell to the
talk to that man.
Have to convince him to give us the boat?
You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set, and we'll set sail.
Why was it that way?
He was laughing. But they didn't put in the laughter. Come on, Mahabar, let's go. Yeah, we're getting a ship. We're gonna steer a ship now. Have you ever been on a ship?
Yep. Lot of times. Have you been?
Yep. A few times.
Have you seen big waves? Have you experienced big waves?
No.
You should.
This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
It's his
The
first
pleasure's
time.
all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
Oh, but I really wanted to fall in the ocean. Your party disbanded.
I know Mom
Why?
said we could take it easy, but there's still
Everybody's doing something. I have to talk with them now.
I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up.
Let's talk with Law first.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in
Traveling, huh?
Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died,
Too bad you killed him.
I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep
Don't
going
kill
over
me.
his words again and again.
That's
And
what I'm trying to tell him.
maybe I'm just overthinking it.
Now you're a
all, but
disappointment.
still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
Talk too much.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have
Well, it's
done.
nice
had
that
he
this actually feels like the way he
Like I
is.
think, how would
He's
Zephyr
like
have
a
handled
screw-up.
Rinwell?
He's a screw-up, so it's good.
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her.
He
No
has good
doubt about
senses.
it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Let's see. Who else can we talk to? What are you gonna say?
Dohalim is having a moment.
Yes, he's thinking.
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No
Not a
one
good
could
move.
have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Asshole move.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
Really? That's what's her name? Almeida?
Hmm?
Merida?
Almeida. What?
It's not a good move, because everybody died.
Exactly.
Now, no more astral energy.
Yeah, but
to
you don't know what
harvest.
her plan is. Maybe her plan is to become strong enough and conquer the other lands. You know?
You don't look so good.
Oh,
You
she's
all right?
seasick. Yep.
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
She doesn't feel
I'm not
anything.
the best person to ask about
It doesn't.
discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low.
Almeidrea.
The way she
Almeidrea.
treated human lives like they're mere
Almadra.
playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niaz was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim.
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule.
Doctor?
Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in,
Well, of
it's not solely something
They
the
have a good
Renans
life
invented.
in...
I remember a story
Menancia?
Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
That's how the world
To hear
is.
Bayfront tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia
Kisar, I
are
thought you were
depending on
seasick. Why are you talking so much?
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay,
Couple.
then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
You should have taken a medicine.
Yep. So, we talked to these three, right?
Rinwell is there.
Yeah, I have Rinwell.
Sean
And
is on the
Sean
left.
there, yep.
She wants to have a
A good view.
solo spot.
Let's see. Have you found your reason to leave, Shion? Rinwell?
Do you think Law is okay?
No.
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almeidrea, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cyslodius Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadime. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almeidrea. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away.
Right?
Law let revenge fuel him. And I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almeidrea when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
To kill her.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen.
But you're not gonna use Rinwell.
Say,
that's true.
back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know though, maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
She has a bag?
A bag?
Look, the book doesn't fall.
It's a magic book. It just froze there. Lava, isn't it a bit lower than it used to be?
Right?
Right? Check please. I think the cable is broken now. Or the... not the cable, the connectors. How loud? Yeah. Okay, leave it like that then. Okay.
Feel like eating chips. Feel like eating chips.
I feel like I'm hungry.
I
Really?
heard your tummy.
You heard it, right? He's really hungry. We'll do this and we'll stop and we'll eat and then we'll do the other game.
Ow.
Alright, let's see what Sean has to say.
She wanted to be alone there.
Hmm.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think.
We're the same, Sean.
This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia. The lush green glades of Menancia. The harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
It's idealistic.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed.
Kiss him! Kiss him! Kiss him!
She's gonna kiss him.
Yeah.
You know,
The controller is shaking.
I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you
Kiss.
still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can...
What's the
Shion?
problem?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon.
She gonna go back to
I
Lenegis.
never could have made it this far on my own. I have
so?
everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Oh no.
A friend zone.
Yeah, look, she doesn't like it.
Yeah, we are.
Alphen friends on her.
She has an attitude.
Yeah, you're supposed to say yes. You are my special friend, Sean, not just friends.
He friend-zoned her.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almeida. I'll ask Mahavar.
She got friend on. Let's see. Are we there yet? Let's rest. I'm hungry.
Tired?
I'm hungry.
Have you actually seen in here? Because it's a bit dark.
I think we are.
Look who's up. Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
It's really big.
Hmm.
Is that an army ship?
Yes. It's a castle. Floating castle.
They're gonna go inside, huh?
Yep.
They're
Time
gonna
to fight.
there.
Yes. Time to go through the whole ship and find the...
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin.
Oh, she knows.
That they're coming. Huh?
Yep.
She's naked.
Half naked.
Oh, she has a
Hungry
pet.
already, my dear. Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
I'll hit you over the head with my sword.
Let's see. What now?
Let's go.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almeida.
It's really big. Thought it's a cruise ship.
No.
There's like a party there.
It's a lordship. Like my pun.
Mobile fortress Gradia. Oh. She's different, huh?
Thank you for showing me around. I'll see you when I go. Anyways.
She has 2 castles.
Members are okay?
Shion, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Okay, we need to remember what they say.
What do you mean?
Because we might run around the rooms again.
Yes, exactly. So you don't get lost. Well, guys, this is it for now. In the next episode, I'll put my sword in her...
Horn.
I was gonna say butt. I'll put my sword in her butt. Anyway. Subscribe, like, and see you soon. Bye! Let's save. How much do we have there left? If we have 2 hours, you can stop. An hour and how much? An hour and